Hello, I'm here to conduct an experiment which is going to demonstrate to us that heat is a form of energy. Now, any object that has energy inside it has the ability to perform work. And what is work? Well, we say work is done when an object is moved by the application of some form of a force, and the direction of movement of the object is the same as the direction of the force. Now, this might sound a little complicated, but at the moment we are here to perform an experiment which will simply demonstrate to us that heat is a form of energy. Heat can do work. Heat can move things. So, what are we waiting for? For this experiment, we need a couple of things. We need a candle, we need a matchbox, we need a little bit of thread, we need a marker, we need a paper disc, and we need a pair of scissors. So, first step, you need to cut out a paper disc. You should have a circular paper. Cut it out, and then on this piece of paper, we are going to draw a spiral. Let me draw a spiral for you. And I am known to produce the most ugly spirals on the planet. And so I've done it. And here is what I want you to do. But you should try to make it much better. Anyways, when I cut it, I'll be able to produce a much better spiral. Now, I'm going to cut the spiral along the lines that I've made. And let me just start off from here, right? And I'm going to start off from here. Well, I'm going to follow the lines and produce out a nice little spiral. Now, bear in mind that I'm not exactly following the lines because they were not too tidy, and I will try to draw out a spiral as neat as possible. So, my spiral is nearly set, is nearly ready. And at the end of this cutting, you should be able to produce a structure like this. Now, the center of the spiral should be a little wide. It should be a little wide. Why do we need it wide? Is because we need to put a hole here. And I'm going to use this pair of scissors to put a hole exactly in the center of the spiral. So here I put my scissors through it and I made a nice little hole. Now in this hole, I'm going to put a thread. And here is a tiny piece of thread. And I'm going to put this through the center of the spiral, through the hole in the center of the spiral. So here goes my thread. It's still going. Still going. And here. So my thread is through the hole, and I'm going to put 2 knots to secure the thread in place. Now this takes a little bit of time. 1 and 2. So here we are done making a knot, and this is what you should get out. Now I am going to take the candle in the next step, and here I have the candle exactly in the center of the frame, nearly in the center of the frame. And I'm going to place the spiral on top of the thread and make it a little stationary and observe. Well, what's happening? Nothing much. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to produce a little heat by lighting up the candle. But before we do that, let me tell you what all is around. So there is a candle, and around the candle I've got lots of air molecules, lots of particles of air, lots of air molecules. There are dust particles, there are gases. This room is full of it, and they're also on top of the candle. Now I'm going to light up the candle, and let's allow the flame to just, take birth. And here it is. I'll take this spiral and I'll place it away from the flame. So let me move in front of the flame. So I'm away from the candle, and look at the spiral. It's not in motion. Now I'm going to carry this spiral on top of the flame. Now if you're doing this experiment back home, you better do it in a place where there is nothing that will catch up fire, and you should also have water, like I have a tap here. Now I'm going to carry the spiral and place it on top of the flame. I want you to observe. Don't take the spiral too close to the filament. Can you see? The spiral is moving spirally. So it's a spiral motion. Now, we'll take the candle away. Let's take the candle away and see what happens. Well, the spiral has stopped. And what if I bring the flame, place the flame under the spiral once again? Well, the spiral is set in motion. Now, this tells us that heat is a form of energy. It is a form of energy because heat has started to work on the spiral and it has generated motion in it. Now, how is this actually happening? The heat here in the flame is passing its energy or is exerting a kind of force on the air molecules around it. When the air molecules are receiving energy from the flame here, they are receiving heat energy, they start to, they get more energy and they start to move upwards. As they move upwards, now the air molecules are set in motion. So heat is working on the air molecules. The air molecules heat up and they move upwards. When they move upwards, they strike the spiral from the center and move along the lines and set the spiral in motion. Let us observe. So the heat molecules, the air molecules, the hot air molecules are moving across this spiral, and that movement of air molecules is moving this spiral. I hope I have sufficiently demonstrated to you why heat is a form of energy. It is a form of energy because heat can do work. And we saw this flame doing some work on the air molecules, which in turn moved the spiral. I'll see you in some other video. Thank you.